question out to wake everyone up. How many of you are confident that if there was a heart attack in this particular room, we would have help here in next 5-6 minutes? Amazing. Most of you have seen an ambulance parked outside. How many of you are confident that if the same heart attack was to happen in your society, community, or an office, or in your home, you would have help with you in the next 6 to 8 minutes? 10% of the hands. India does not have the 911 system the way it is there in the US or the UK or the Europe. We do have 108 system, but it's extremely limited in scope. Now let me ask another question. I see a lot of hospital administrators here. Why is an ambulance parked inside your hospital? Should it not be parked where the patient is? It's like saying that Zepto, if it has to deliver groceries in 10 minutes, instead of building dark stores around you, it created dark stores around the warehouse. A lot of hospitals today are being asked by their patients, will you be there when I need you faster than grocery or pizza? A hospital operating in New Delhi with 2 branches, can it really promise 15-minute delivery times or pickup times with 3 ambulances that they own? We are building India's 911, 1 ambulance at a time, 1 call at a time. What is our scale today? By the time I started speaking last 3 minutes, we would have already picked up 10 patients. We answer and pick up more patients in a day than some of the top hospital chains who we work with do in a month. And this expertise is now scaled over 20 cities. We are Red Health. We were previously known as TANPlus, and we are building India's first minute, last mile medical emergency response. And you know, I spoke about ambulances here. The whole world seems to believe that better emergency response is equal to more ambulances. That's not true. India has 1.8 times more ambulances than WHO recommends. But you've seen those ambulances. You won't put your family members in that ambulance. This is an average patient's journey that we've surveyed and we've highlighted over 350,000, 3.5 lakh patients that we've transported. Who do I call for help? Doctor, family. I've heard government has launched a 112 system. Should I knock on my neighbor's doors? Should I call my hospital? They dial a local hospital, maybe not as large as the ones that are operated by all of us sitting here. 75% of calls into a hospital's emergency helpline goes unanswered. This is how a workflow looks like. You get a call at the centralized call center, they pick up, they say, please hold on, they send it to the ER, ER picks up the call, they are treating a patient, they shift the context, then they give the number of a transport or an ambulance department, and so on. It takes, on average, an Indian hospital 14 minutes to send an ambulance out of its door. We are talking about reaching the patient in 12 minutes. It takes 14 minutes to dispatch an ambulance from your gates. 80 minutes, this is cumulative of urban, rural. 80 minutes is the average wait time. 90% of ambulances don't have life support infra. How many of you have seen an ambulance that looks like this? That's an average ambulance in India. That's the average talent in India. 95% of medical personnel are unfit for emergency response. This is Niti Aayog's report published in 2021, post-COVID, even when a lot of capacity addition happened. We are a complete emergency platform. Today, we answer emergency calls for 70 plus hospitals. But we are going a step before that. We are launching Trigger. You know, Apple Watch in the US can trigger emergency when you fall or you have a AFib. In India, you can't. Why doesn't our most expensive car in an accident talk to emergency services or a smoke alarm here? Why doesn't your wearable speak? So we are now creating triggers and devices that integrate across platforms We answer calls for 70 plus hospitals, 100 plus large employers. You know, when a Zomato delivery boy, delivery partner falls, we get a call pan-India. And then we have our own brand called Red Ambulances. 20 plus cities now, 100 plus hospitals, 100 plus employers, 3.5 lakh plus patients transported, with 35,000 of these critical, neonatal, end-stage geriatric, ventilated patients transferred from Bangalore to Bengal, Delhi to Gwalior, etc. I've spoken about this. No matter where an emergency happens, through family, friends, neighbors, it ends up at a hospital. This is where we exist. We answer emergency calls. Our 97% of calls are answered in 1.5 seconds. This is even before a tring happens. It's the fastest in the world. The ambulance is dispatched in our last iteration in under 2 minutes. Today, it goes out in under 15 seconds. It's just like Uber. You know why emergency systems are critical. Of course, it's important for the society, for our country, but it's also important from a very monetary P&L point of view. But current emergency systems don't do a good job. They're not able to respond. Is there a confidence in this room that their hospital system has the best run emergency system in the world? I'm not talking about India. That's what we are now starting to bring on the table. Better than the US, better than UK, multilingual, 20 plus languages, automatically location filtered. This is what we do. We lead to better clinical outcomes, of course. We are 97% plus call answer rate, 24/7 assistance. We are the only assistance centers that are present across 3 different regions. We have a Delhi one, a Hyderabad one, and one in Bhubaneswar. If a call is not answered in Delhi, it lands in Hyderabad. One of India's largest hospital chains saw a less than 15-minute response that they could standardize across 5 cities. A hospital chain in Hyderabad has seen 32% increase in ambulance-related inbounds. And by the way, the most important point, we are a zero referral system. I do not charge patients. I don't charge hospitals for referrals. We are democratic. We will take the patient where the patient should go. We lead to massive capex savings. We believe that hospitals should not own ambulances. They don't anywhere else in the world except perhaps India and a few countries. We believe that hospitals should work in a pooled network system. 300 ambulances available in Bangalore are better than 2 ambulances parked inside a hospital. This is who we are. We are standing at par with your brand and creating massive synergy together. And of course, we are the largest post-discharge mobility. We are integrated across hospital systems. I see a lot of our esteemed clients in this room. AIG is one of them. 20% of all discharge patients, because the ALOS is decreasing, they require mobility support. What we do is we let go of all the ambulance, cartel, mafia standing outside, destroying your brand. Before I enter a large hospital, I see a Vasant ambulance or a Guru ambulance. They should see your ambulance. That's where the trust begins. And today we are also the largest bereavement, so we formalize your bereavement and end stage and post-life process flows and workflows. And of course, intercity. No matter where the patient is, for a hospital in Hyderabad, if the patient is in Raipur, we actually pick up that patient in 15 minutes in Raipur. So we pick up your patients no matter where they are in the same ETA. Needless to say, a lot of esteemed clients in this room, thank you for your patronage and support. Our journey is just begun, and we are already in ISO 901, and we are soon requesting NABH also to, QCI also to create standards around ambulances and ambulance operators. That's happening, and at the same time, we have a lot of employers that rely on Red for emergency preparedness. Apple's retail store that's opening in Bombay, Dior's fashion show that happened in Mumbai, or any of these companies, we are the emergency partners.
Is capable of.
What we do is Red Assist, Red Ambulances. We employ 600 plus drivers, 300 plus EMT paramedics, and train them extensively. We also have an integrated air ambulance system that is now live. We are buying aircrafts and should have them deployed over 4 cities in the next 15 months. state-of-the-art tech. We can demo it to you as and when required, and it's all fully computer-aided dispatch with state-of-the-art fleet. We are the largest owner of ambulances in the private sector today, and that's how we look. Thank you so much.
Any questions to be asked? One or two questions can be taken. I have a question. How old is this company?
Ma'am, I started this company 7 years ago. I was studying in France, doing my MBA at INSEAD, and you know, I was always, like a lot of Indians, very helpless about my parents who live in Chandigarh. And I let go of an opportunity with BCG. I was going to go to Brazil to become a consultant with them, to come and do this in India and solve emergency response problem. And we believe if I'm able to reach in 8-10 minutes for my parents, starting today to next 20 years, I would have done a good job for the country. But we've done a very good job for 350,000 patients, and hopefully for all of our parents in the near future.
Congratulations. It's a wonderful thing, and I think we have been approached by our company. I'm not sure. I'm from Vijaya Group of Hospitals, Chennai.
Ma'am, we are just launching Chennai with a couple of large brands. My team is